Electricity generation from renewable energies is fluctuating and does not always match with the energy demand. One solution to balance supply and demand are energy storages. However, instead of storages, one could also install more renewable energies and then curtail the generation when there is an oversupply. In this video, we use nPro to design a cost-optimal system as a trade-off between those options. Hi and welcome to this nPro tutorial. I'm Marco, and in this video I explain how you can use nPro to design a microgrid in a cost-optimal way and find a trade-off between an overcapacity of renewable energies on the one hand and energy storages on the other hand.
On the start page of the nPro tool, we click on Energy Hub. Then we select the project template. In this case, I use the island system with the hydrogen demand, but this can be modified. And here I activate the electricity demand. I deactivate the hydrogen technologies. I select the electricity grid and the battery. And now I will modify the parameters of the battery and decrease the, lower the investment cost, increase the lifetime of the battery, set the maintenance cost to 0, and then click on OK. This has the effect that the battery is really selected by the optimization. And I will also go into the electricity parameters and deactivate the feed-in option here and increase the electricity price. Now I click on size technologies, and then we will get the results which capacities are optimal. Here we have the photovoltaic with 460 kilowatt peak, wind power 720 kilowatt, and a battery with around 520 kilowatt hours. The battery has 400 full charging cycles over the year. We could change the sizing manually. I will set the battery, for example, to 600, and let's put the wind power capacity to 800. And then I click on simulate system operation. And then we will see how the components are operated over the year. We first have the overview. That means we see that photovoltaic, for example, contributes only a minor proportion to the electricity demand. Most of the electricity comes from the wind power. And on the bottom, we can have a look at the different technologies, for example, photovoltaic, electricity generation. I click on heat map, and then we see over the year when electricity is generated by the photovoltaic. We can also see in the table here that 347 megawatt hours are generated by the PV modules, and in addition of 151 megawatt hours could be generated but were curtailed over the year. We can also have a look at the wind power. That's even more. We have 1,200 megawatt hours around that are curtailed and 855 megawatt that are actually generated. So here we see the trade-off. The cost-optimal system is a system that has a large overcapacity of renewable energies, and which leads to the fact that a large proportion of the generation potential is not used. And at the same time, it has a rather small battery that increases the generation of the renewables. We can also have a look at the battery here. Here we see the state of charge of the battery over the year, and we see that in the summer month, during the late afternoon hours, the battery is charged, and then over the evening hours or even the night, the battery is discharged. That's a typical pattern here. If we click on summary, we get some additional KPIs. For example, for electricity, we see that 84% are renewable electricity and 15% are imported from the electricity grid. We see the emissions, the primary energy demand, and in the economic results, we see that this system is profitable. So the revenues are larger than the costs. We have the table of the cash flows. The net present value after 20 years is positive. But this, of course, depends on the revenue stream. So this system, as we simulated it, covers electricity demands, and the operator of the system would get a revenue for the electricity demand. And here in this calculation, this is assumed to is 20 cents per kilowatt hour, but we can change this. Let's say it's only 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Then the numbers here directly update, and now we would see that the system is not profitable anymore. The net present value is negative. So we could also change this value. I will increase it now step by step, and then you can see how the net present value changes. And right now we would be profitable again with a value of 14 cents per kilowatt hour. All the results can also be downloaded as an Excel file, and this file contains then every profile of every component and can be then analyzed in more detail.
If you have any questions or remarks about this video, feel free to leave a comment. If the video was helpful for you, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your interest and see you next time.